Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. 14th week of this quarantine. Over. 14th week. Steve Grogan week. Who the fuck thought we'd get to Steve Grogan week? Not me. Not me. Here's the question. Is the quarantine over? I mean, this past week was the most normal week in the Doherty household in a long time. My daughter, Cecilia, look how cute. She turned 1 year old. I had my parents, my in-laws over. Some cake, some ice cream. Very normal. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Father's Day came. Grandfathers, uncles, fake uncles. Anybody who is a father figure. Happy Father's Day to you. From me to you. Father's Day, we went to the beach. We had some lobster rolls. Searched for some seashells. Went in the pool. Normal. Saturday night, myself, the executive producer, my beautiful wife, Say Megan, all one person, went out to our favorite restaurant and had an excellent meal. Some duck, some lobster ravioli, some baked ziti for the table, for menas. Normal. Then we went to the zoo. The zoo is not normal. Don't go to the zoo. One way in, one way out. Reserved times. So if you're like myself or my 5-year-old daughter, some people might call it ADHD. I call it fast processing. We are fast processors. So for fast processors like myself and Stella, sitting behind people who think they need to stare at a sleeping animal in 95-degree heat for 5 minutes is freaking banana land. Don't go to the zoo. It's a long day. Trust me on this one. Trust me. Huge pool update. Pool's up. Pool's filled. But remember that land that I thought was level? Not level. Not level at all. What do you think's going to go first? The pool or the table? Carlton thinks the table. Probably the table. The thing about the pool is if it breaks and all the water comes splashing out of there, I don't think anybody can get hurt technically because, I mean, where are they going to go? Float into whatever? The best thing about it is it's going to float right under the fence. It's going to go roll right into my neighbor's yard. And I fucking hate my neighbors. I hate them. So the pool breaks, the yard floods. Win-win for me. Either way. On to the news. So we're going to play a little game. I'm going to show you a series of mugshots for basically a lineup. And you, the viewer, are going to play detective. And you're going to see if you can tell me who committed this crime. Florida person, because I'm not going to give the gender, Florida person accused of using machete to attack a Hernando County individual. Hernando deputies say a suspect is behind bars following a machete attack that left a man unable to use his left hand. You could cut my fucking left hand off. I don't think it would matter. First, the suspect smoked the dude on the back of the head with the butt of the machete, then swung the machete at the guy's head, missed, sliced him in the arm. The guy passed the fuck out, went to the hospital. Now there's a lineup, and we're about to get to it. Here we go. Number 1, suspect in the lineup. Will this man blow his kid's college fund on the ponies? Yes. Will he have a couple drinks and occasionally get in a car? Yes. Will he be the stupidest person on the face of the earth when it comes to common sense things? Yes. Machete attack? You be the judge. Next. Will she advocate for burning police stations down? Yes. Will she call an entire fan base racist because they don't donate to a charity that was proven to be a fraud? Yes. Machete attack? You be the judge. Next. Remember this guy? Will he get shit-faced? Show up at your house, pull his pants down, and pretend he's at his own house? Yes. Will he get shit-faced and tell John Dennis that he's going to fuck his daughter? Yes. Machete attack? Maybe. Next. Will he post a hit piece on someone in his own company? Yes. Does he have a nickname that rhymes with bunt, hunt, runt, stunt? Front? Yes. Machete attack? Maybe. And lastly, if you're going to commit a crime, I strongly suggest using a different weapon than the one that is tattooed squarely on your fucking cheek. Just an idea for you criminals out there. Small idea. Maybe. Use another tool in the shed. Use another color in the crayon box. Use another club in the bag. If you want to give me a sports analogy. Not the one that's tattooed on your cheek. You fucking dickhead. You dickhead. Next story. This one's a disgusting one. 58-year-old arrested on child porn charges. Gets worse. After purchasing and eating soiled underwear.
Soiled underwear.
A Florida man arrested on allegations of possessing and distributing child pornography is also accused of ingesting underwear. Investigators learned Jose Arraza, this guy, 58, purchased and ate soiled underwear, according to Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. Oh, that's the other guy. He was, he's the one that said, come break into our houses. We have guns. We're going to shoot you. That same guy. He has a great accent, too. I'm going to say it just like him. Arraza was buying these things and ingested them. Did you hear me? Judd said. He was munching on them. This guy's got a problem. There's a market out there, said Judd. You know what kind of things get into soiled underwear, right? Sometimes you think you're passing gas, and you're not. You can't trust a fart when you're over 60, but this guy will buy it. This guy will buy this thing. How do you develop a taste for shitty underwear? At what point are you doing something that you say, holy shit, this tastes good. I want some underwear with poop on it. That's going to taste good to me. Unfucking believable. Also arrested in the Polk County child pornography operation were a former pair of Disney employees, happiest place on earth, perviest place on earth, a local nurse, and a local pharmacist. This asshole worked for Lockheed Martin, so he's in charge of our country's defense. That makes you feel good. And he went to Florida International University. Lob City. Lob City is now Poopita City. Underwear Poopita City. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that's what I got for the news tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Gonna go right into the top 10. Nice and quick, nice and smooth transition there. Special top 10 tonight. We're gonna do top 10 TV dads in order of Father's Day last week. I already said Happy Father's Day to everybody. I'll say it to you again. Number 10 on the top 10 list of TD dads is for Menace. Is Jack Arnold. I know he loves my top 10 so much. I asked him who his favorite dad was. This is what he told me. Strong, silent, stern type. Really macho type 60s, 70s dad. I believe they said he was in the Korean War during the TV show, if I remember. And I believe he was actually a veteran of the Vietnam War, a captain in the Vietnam War, which is pretty cool. Number nine, I'm going with a little bit of a different pick. I'm going with a guy who sat there for the entire 9 seasons and told every story about him and his friends to his kids. And that would be Ted Mosby from How I Met Your Mother. A little bit of a curveball. I like that story with Bob Saget voicing him. Number eight, I'm going with Martin Crane from Frasier. I'm a Frasier guy. This guy was a wounded police officer. Had to live with his son, who he didn't get along with, who just spent years and years at a bar in Boston just getting shit-faced. And then the other son, Niles. They both married awful women. It was a Maris and Lilith. Terrible. But he stuck through it. He loved his recliner. Every guy loves a good recliner. I do too. So that's why I went with him. Number 7, I'm going with a guy who took his balls, put them right in between his legs, all for his kid. And that would be Tony Maselli on Who's the Boss. Former ball player, Just tucked his tail and said, you know, I'm going to be a housekeeper at this rich-ass place. Ended up marrying the rich-ass woman. Got to hang out with her pukey little kid, Jonathan, who I couldn't stand. But also got to hang out with the hottest grandmother of all time on TV. I used to love Mona. Mona was my first GILF crush. Need some fucking water. I'm trying to go fast tonight. Number 6, I'm probably going with who I think individually is probably the funniest person on this list. And that would be Frank Costanza. I would think probably the funniest character on this entire list. But any scene with him, gold. Absolute fucking gold. Gold. He invented the stop short. A stop short. I love that episode. A stop short. I used the stop short a couple times. That's how I got my wife. Anywho, number 5. Speaking of my wife, executive producer pick. This would be Danny Tanner from Full House. Rough go that he had. Lost his wife to a drunk driver. Had to have his 3 daughters. Had his bonehead friend move in with him. Then he had his derelict guitar playing, handsome as ever brother-in-law move in with him. They brought the circus. Circus time. But Danny Tanner, Bob Saget, awesome. So that's number 5. Number 4, I'm going with the guy who I think best represents how I am as a dad, and that would be Phil Dunphy. I've said it multiple times during these top 10s. I love Phil. I love his whole demeanor. He's the grease in the wheels. That's what I always feel like I'm the grease in the machine. I just grease the wheels all day. Just making sure the family's running smooth. And that's how Phil is. Funny thing when I was researching this guy was the fact that Rob Hubel, Holly's boyfriend, AJ in The Office, aggressively turned down the role of Phil Dunphy. Dude, that's going to be an ultimate kick in the dick. If you're having a bad day, think about how that guy feels every time Modern Family wins another award. Just millions of dollars. Pff, burn them. Pff, burn them. Burn the dolls. Pff. So that's number 4. Number 3. Number 3, I'm going with a guy longevity-wise, 30 years, 30 plus years of being a father to the same age children. Can you imagine that, all you fathers out there right now on this Father's Day week? Imagine having your kids at the worst possible age, say 7, 5, and 4. Those are your ages. And they just stay that way for 30 years. Because Homer's kids never grew up. Homer Simpson. He's also, Marge never had a job. He's the lone provider of a family that never grows up. Think about how aggravating that would be. So he's good. Number two is the prototypical dad. He invited 3 lovely girls that weren't his own, treated them like his own. There was always those scenes where, the heart-to-heart was needed, and he always stepped up and said the right things at the right time. And that would be Mike Brady, the prototypical dad. He's number 2. Number 1 is a guy that anytime I can squeeze him into a top 10, anytime, he's either going to be 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. And that's Tony Soprano. Did he physically abuse AJ? Of course, sometimes. He was the king of the dope slap. I used to love this dope slap on the back of the head. One of the scenes that I never forget is when AJ was going in, admitted into the psych ward, and the door was closing, and Tony was in the hallway, and you could just see it in his eyes. He loved his kids, but he only take them so far. But Tony Soprano, number 1. It's Tony Soprano. It's the best show of all time. So that's my top 10. Hope you liked it. Tried to get through it nice and fast. Now we're going to go with a movie, a TV show, and the song that I personally danced to tonight in the kitchen. The movie, I'm going with Cheech and Chong. Up in Smoke. Currently on Netflix. Great movie. If you want to just smoke a little Maui Wowie or Labrador, get a little high, pop it on, and have some laughs. That's what it's all about during this quarantine. Staying loose. You just got to stay loose. The TV show, we talked about it with number 9 with Ted Mosby. It's a show that my amazing wife introduced me to. I didn't think I was going to like it at first. I ended up falling in love with it. That would be How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother on Hulu. Good stuff. Again, brainless humor. Go check it out. And then the song, bust out my fucking puzzle here. The song that I danced to tonight in the kitchen is an anthem for the Minifans. That would be Nancy Sinatra. These boots, they're made for walking, baby. I think we know someone who's got some walking boots on right now. Hope you guys are enjoying Minifan Mashup Week. Whatever the fuck Menace is calling it. All Hail Podcast, Jesus always. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.
and now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin', and you keep